All right, y'all. Welcome back to episode 2 of Hustle in the Huddle podcast, where the hustle meets the huddle. Give yourself a round of applause for being here this week. Y'all, we made it through the first episode. Cheers. Congratulations to us. Pat on the back for you all for subscribing and also just following the journey. But, that brings us into what we're going to be talking about today. Y'all showed up, y'all showed out, and y'all did a big thing for us, and that's support, and we appreciate it. And that kind of brought us into what we want to discuss really in our first official episode, support and what support looks like in navigating the sports industry and like our own experiences. So Amber, tell us what you feel about support.
Yeah, so I want to kick it off and talk about why support is very important. In my opinion, and through my journey, I feel like it's important because it's hard to navigate in the sports industry, especially as a Black woman. It takes a tribe, it takes a village, and I think that with people behind you, it's easier to get through, your career, because we've all, dealt with imposter syndrome, right? We've all, I don't want to say all, because there are some people who, they got to the journey easily, fresh out of college and got their dream job.
You're right.
So, it's not hard for everybody, but for majority, of us, it is hard. And sometimes we just need those people to lean on, whether it's for venting or, for mentorship or sponsorship. We just need those people to, or family members, to just share our story, like a post, or even if it's monetized, support. School is expensive. I getting my master's right now at TCU. I did my undergrad at UNT, and Aaliyah, she did her undergrad at Kentucky and did her master's at TCU.
No, at University of Florida.
Florida. So, we both went to expensive schools. So it's very hard. It's a lot on your back when not only paying for school if you don't get a scholarship or assistantship. So not only paying for school, but doing the homework, doing the internships, because you got to get internships to get in this career. So it's very important to have support. Aaliyah, what do you think?
I mean, I agree with you. I also think support definitely varies. I come from a big family myself, so I got support from all ends on my mom's side, from my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. It's a lot of us, 19 of us, but also support from, friends too that I met along the way. I think one of the big things, what we mentioned in the first episode, like me and Amber just met less than 3 to 4 years ago, and we support each other since then, since we got in that good case. Me and friends, y'all know the backstory if you watched the first episode. But also like my other friends just showing up and showing out, from my best friends in childhood to friends I met in college to friends that I met at working events, showing up and just supporting. Like, I think of like one of the memories that kind of come up for me when I think about support recently was when I did get my master's and I had a graduation. My friend Elijah, met him 2 or 3 years prior at Senior Bowl, and I texted him like, hey, I'm graduating, if you want to come down, cool, but you don't have to. He showed up, he came, he supported, and like that meant a lot to me because it was a small gesture of just like, hey, I got your back, I'm rooting for you, I'm here for you, but like it's amazing things that you're doing. So people have to just be mindful of those type of things too, of just like, hey, when you think about support, it doesn't have to be a big thing, a grand gesture. It could be the small things of just showing up, sending a text saying, hey, I'm proud of you, you're doing great work, keep going, keep pushing. So I think support is also something like people take for granted, depending on what type of support you're also getting. Because I think people tend to think about support like, oh, I'm supposed to get support, you're my family, you're supposed to support me, but everybody is not always going to support you. And the ones who do support you, it may not be genuine support. So that is, that's something me and Amber actually talked about recently, like the difference between genuine support and fake support. Amber, like, have you experienced genuine support? And like, what does that look like for you versus like if you think somebody's like fake supporting you?
Well, before we get there, I want to tap into how you were talking about how your family support, and that's why kind of where this podcast is very good at, because we tap into not only the age difference, but me and Aaliyah is very different, and our background and our upbringing is very different in a lot of ways, because she had that support from her family and I didn't. The support that I had came from my mom, my sister, and my cousin Brinson, and then friends, like my closest friends. But I really didn't get that family support. My dad, he supports it now, beforehand, I was struggling like in 2015 up to 2019, 4 years of 2020, 5 years of trying to build my career, and I had a kid. And I understood from my dad's point of view, like you got a son, you can't be struggling, you got to get to, you need to get a 9 to 5, you can't be hopping from house to house, like
Yeah.
because he saw when I was homeless and I didn't have, anywhere to stay, so I was staying with a guy that I was talking to and his family, who was a big part of my journey as well. But and I understood my dad coming from, but I just wish that I had that support from my dad.
Mhm.
Growing up like I did, but I got it from my mom. I feel like it doesn't matter where the support comes from, long as you get it. But to some people, I know like Aaliyah, it matters like to her to get that support from her parents. I guess so, since I really didn't have it and I hated it didn't really matter to me, but it low-key did because I did want that support from my dad. But like I said, I got it from my mom, I got it from my sister, I got it from my cousin, who was always supporting, always sharing, always liking, always at my events, my graduations, like they were always there.
Oh, not to cut you off, Fred.
Not a,
You know, go ahead.
oh, I'm gonna forget.
You know,
I'm gonna forget.
keep going. Come on, hurry. Short mind. Come on, short mind. Let's go.
Okay.
We're waiting.
No, just to like finish off, like I had a cousin who was like my best friend, and we're not friends anymore. Like I said, because support is huge for me. Like we're not close anymore. We don't talk anymore because when I was starting my journey, I had an art background. When I decided to change my career and realized I didn't want to draw for the rest of my life, my cousin was like, you're an artist. You're not supposed to be a sports broadcast. Like, what are you even doing it for? Like, are you just doing it for attention? Like, she literally thought that I was hopping sports for attention. And we get that a lot. Beautiful women, like that's to our home, but we're good looking women, okay? But like when people think we're doing it for attention, we're doing it to get athletes. We're just doing it for the wrong reasons, and we're really not. We just like, God forbid, we just like sports. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's like your own family is like your biggest haters. Like it's like they couldn't do it, so it's impossible for them to see you do it. So I mean, we told y'all in the first episode we probably was gonna be making some people mad. But like these are things that need to be said because these are things that's not said. These are things that people don't talk about. And a lot of people go through the same things we go through with our family and friends. And this is just a podcast where we keep it real, period.
Also, too, I'm a pro start a coalition against bald-headed black daddies. I love my daddy. Don't get me wrong, I love my daddy. But so for me, like I had to show my daddy, I was like, look here, Dad, I want to do sports. Sports is for me. Like me and sports are finna go hand in hand. And my dad was like, yeah, I didn't pay all this money for you to get this degree and you to get out and do sports stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sounds good, but like you just wait, like I'm gonna show you. And I got to the point where I kind of had to tell him, like, hey, Dad, me and God are on a conference call and we're ready to loop you in. Like, we'll call you in. But like I said, for me, like I come from a big family. My sisters, I have 2 sisters and a brother. My sisters are very supportive of me. My brother's very supportive of me. My cousins love them to death. Well, I have 3 sisters. I have a sister-in-law as well and a brother-in-law, so 2 brothers. But yes, my whole family is so supportive. Even with my cousins, like I jokingly say I'm grandma's favorite on my mama's side, and they all know I am. But if you know, when I got ready to move to DC to take on my job full time, I literally put all my cousins in the group chat. I was like, hey, y'all, gonna miss y'all. I'm moving. Come visit me in DC because, for me, it's hard being 10 hours away from my family back in Georgia, but I have family up here as well. But yeah, just like the family I grew up with. And they were all like, Lee, we're so proud of you. We're going to come visit you. And like, they were over here having a competition, like, who's going to be the first person to visit Leah in her new city? So like, that support is so, enormous. And even when we launched the podcast, like, they literally just poured so much into me, like kind words. Everybody's just always rooting for me. So like, I've always had that family support. That wasn't like a big thing for me of not having that. I think my support kind of differed with friends, which I love my friends to death. But like, I had to cut some people off along the way just because, learned that our support wasn't the same. Like I might support you one way and you didn't support me the same way, or, it was judgment or just anything. So it's okay. I kind of get to the point with support, like don't have expectations with support. If you genuinely support somebody, support them. If they don't support you back the same way, you can love them from a distance or, leave them where they're at. But support definitely will make or break how you move forward and how you keep going in this, because if you don't even have a little bit of support, it makes it kind of hard. And that's in anything in life in general, not just like in pursuing a sports career, but just anything. If you don't have that support, that village, that tribe, like Amber said, it's gonna be hard.
Must be nice. You saw she was bragging about her
Oh
family.
my gosh.
Child,
Whenever she come into the cookout, she's fine.
it's okay because I'm coming 4th of July and they finna be my family too.
Yeah.
Okay. We really have all the support, a lot, and a lot of my support came from, I don't want to say fans, but people who've been following me since 2015, since my whole journey. And it's like, they reach out to me and it's like then we watch your career build up to what it is now, and it's like amazing. So I love those people from Facebook back in 2015 who follow my journey. Those are like I always call them. Those are some of my biggest supporters. So they subscribed first. They were my first 200 subscribers. It's an amazing feeling to have support.
And then when you said too that one point about like when they introduce you to people, how we said like anytime we go to events together, it doesn't matter who we're speaking to. Everybody like say she don't have a mouthpiece, but she can get to talking when she wants to. But anytime like, yes, girl, you can't. Anytime I walked up to somebody and she was right beside me, like even if I knew him or if I didn't, I'm like, hi, Malia, this is me, whatever. And if I didn't know him, this is my friend Amber. She does X, Y, and Z. We also have a podcast together. Like just being an advocate for my friends who support, like I said, it comes in small ways. Like just even introducing a friend, that's support to me.
Yeah, support can come from different ways. Like it doesn't have to be just sharing, liking, comment. Like I have friends for different things. I have friends that I've been to. I have friends that I go to sports event to. I have my friends that I travel with, who I can get up and go with. I got my friends that got the kids. We hang out with the kids. Got my movie friend. We go see horror movies because none of my other friends like horror movies. Like, now I got my everything friend. I got my vent friend, and I got my best friend. Like, so, it's just not just females, it's men too. So it's good to have friends that fits your everyday life in different ways. And it's also good too, like to have friends that, because I feel like support not only comes from your career, but also with other things you got going on in your life. Like support comes from, hey, how's Jaden been doing? How's your son been doing? Or, hey, how's your mental? Like a lot of people don't ask us how our mental is because we're the strong friends. You know what I'm saying?
Check on the strong friends.
So it's good to have friends that, not only support your career, but support everything else you got going on. I'm in school too. I graduated in December. So like she was saying how her friend came, all the way from Dallas to Florida to come to her graduation. So it's like, granted, my graduation is in DFW where all my people is, but Leah, she has no choice. She's not celebrating her birthday.
Oh my gosh.
She has to be. I graduated.
She's trying to hold me hostage on my birthday to come down to her graduation.
Like her birthday doesn't matter, okay?
Leah might be in Disney. I'll go pop in and fly down up. But I'll be there.
Yeah,
or I might send her flowers. She'll see what she gets.
She's gonna be here. I don't know what the hell. She's like, anywho, supporting like, hey, how's school going? Like, you know what I mean? Or like just calling, just talking about anything other than sports. Like so many people hit us up, want to talk about sports. Like we don't want to talk about sports all the time. Sometimes we need another outlet, so we'll step out, we'll go outside, we'll, do things that's outside of sports because it's good to do things outside of your career and not because you'll grow to hate it. Like granted, we love our jobs, we love what we do. We work in sports, we get paid to do what we love, we get paid to have fun. I'm working Fanatics Fest this weekend and I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. Just like when she worked Ricky Premier, it was so much fun. So we love what we do. But it's okay to have that outlet, and it's okay to have those friends that support things outside of what your career is. So I think it's amazing to have friends that support things outside of what you do. Going back to what Aaliyah mentioned before I was really interrupted, real versus fake support and knowing the difference. Yeah, so like, I had a friend who, when I fool with you, I fool with you. I ain't gonna curse, because our parents is watching this, and I don't want my mama to get on my ass. But when I fool with you, I fool with you. You know what I mean? And my access is yours. So like I attend a lot of events. And I like to bring my friends with me. I like to have my +1s, my +2s. And I try to rotate that around all my friends so they all can experience what I do because all my friends love sports, right? And I had a friend that I felt like she needed a little bit more attention than my other friends. And I would invite her places, and that probably was my fault because I kind of hindered her a little bit by babying her and giving her all that. Yes. So she, she got greedy. You know what I mean? She got like,
Got
she didn't want
comfortable.
me to invite, she got very comfortable. She didn't want me to invite me to my other friends, but I really liked her. We connected in so many different ways. And I really just wanted to be that friend that nobody else was to her. And, I gave her access. I opened up access to my career and to my events. And that's going to be another episode too. I didn't realize that her support was fake support, because that support was to get access and for me to share. Like when she'll post about me, she want me to share just so
Repost.
just so I can repost.
Mm-hmm.
And my athlete friends or my friends in the media space would navigate to her page and follow her and blah blah. So it's just basically like to get celebrities to her page, like to get that towards her page. And I really didn't realize it till after the fact. So it's just, Leah, can you talk about like how you know the difference between real support versus fake support? Because obviously, I don't know.
I mean, I remember when we went through this whole situation. It was one too many phone calls. The friend, if it quacked like a duck and it walked like a duck, baby, it's a duck.
I was blind.
She was blind. Big heart. I'm a big heart too, but also I'm like no nonsense on stuff. So I'm very just like, okay, if you route me, you route me. If you don't, I'll leave you where you at. But I think with genuine support, in my thoughts and opinions on it, you don't come with expect anything from anybody. Like if I genuinely support you, I will show up, whether it's coming with my last dollar, coming with a hug and a high five, or coming with arms like holding anything, being there to support in any way I can to highlight and showcase you, and really like the spotlight's on you. Like, friend, I'm so proud of you. I'm just so happy to be here. Cousin, oh my goodness, you started that restaurant, go you. Or oh my gosh, you went outside today. Round of applause because you did that. So I think genuine support is literally like you just feel it in your heart, like you just radiate, like I am so happy for you, like your wins are my wins and vice versa, your losses are my losses. So I think that's a big definer of genuine support versus fake support. Like you said, you only reposted me because it looks good on your part to say, oh, I know somebody that does this or is involved in this, or I only hear from you when big things are happening. You don't check up on me on the days where I'm just over here running my errands, going to Walmart or Costco, and I might be happy that week. I got a good little deal at Costco. You don't check on me when I found the deal now, but you want to come talk to me when I'm getting ready to fly out to an event or there's a party or a promotion going on. It's funny because this isn't like kind of size of support, but when I came down to Dallas after my birthday this past year, and we remember we had went out, funny enough, with a friend that you're no longer friends with, but when we had went out, and mind you, y'all, I got the plan on all bummy. I just had on like my little hat, I had my little beanie matching my shoes, little cargo outfit, little sweatshirt, nothing too crazy. And we had went to like this bar or whatever, or this lounge, and they had like a dress code. They're like, oh, no sweats, you can't get in the club. Okay, so mind you, I was just hungry, so we were just hungry. Like, man, okay, let's just get in. The man was like, you know what, y'all can get in, no worry about the dress code. Thank you. And so we got in there. When I tell you, me and Amber sat at the bar tearing these lemon pepper wings up, just hot, but delicious. But like that was just a like fun, lighthearted, like we ain't worried about nothing. We're just here to have a good time, celebrate, and just be there. And like I said, we were just, oh my gosh, girl, you got this one. Ooh, it's hot, fresh, crispy, like not concerned, but it's like, it's the fun moments with like that support. Regardless if it wasn't Dylan. I'm not being messy. I'm not trying to be messy, y'all. I'm just telling y'all, like, for me, that memory, all the other mess aside, that memory for me in that specific moment, because I love a good wing, that was a good time for me. So I think those are like the moments where like, dang, I really rock with you. Like, I genuinely support you and you support me. In the back of my mind, like, that wasn't like a supportive moment, but it was like, but no,
what you gotta do is support.
Let me tell you, this gotta do support. If you can genuinely be around somebody and enjoy their company, then you should be supporting them on everything you do. Yeah, I tied that back in.
Bro,
get you a friend you can eat wings in the club, just looking, just in your lounge clothes.
Another friend. Yeah, okay.
Don't you start.
Oh my God, bro. I can't believe you. Go. No, for sure, for sure. You're all right. Yeah, knowing the difference for real, like you would save a lot of years in your life. I was friends with this person for like 3 years and just blind. Like I had another friend who used to tell me, you gotta start opening your eyes and when watching your surroundings and watching these girls around you because they be your friends for wrong reasons. So I had to start realizing like, letting go, certain men in my life or certain women in my life, being in the careers that we are, we really have to like watch who we're around because we are who we are in this industry and we have really great jobs and people want to be friends with us or want to date us for the wrong reasons. And that's another episode. But it's kind of hard for one to date in this industry and it's hard to find friends in this industry. So it's good that we have solid friends that we grew up with before we got into this industry because finding new friends or connecting with new people is hard because you don't know their motive. Just be careful out there. Like, really keep your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel and know who you're getting close with because some people they fade.
I mean,
But that takes us to our last thing before we get up out of here. Does it really take a village? Aaliyah, I think it does take a village. It's just like having somebody support your career from the ground up is just the same as raising a kid because it takes a village. You're raising your career from the ground up.
I clock it. I would say, I mean, as someone who comes from a village, it does take a village because I definitely don't think I would be where I was at if it wasn't for my village. And the village, you know what? Let's talk about it. There's two types of villages. There's the village you're born into and the village you create. Yeah. And that's where we have the two dynamics. I have the village I was born into, and then also Amber, you come from a village that you really created and crafted. And like I'm starting to build that, and I think you're getting the inverse of that, where it's like now you're leaning more into the village that you were born into, or even when I was born into, to become your village a little bit. And then the friend group for me is like I'm crafting my friend group of a village because I turn my friends into family, so it's kind of they kind of move into my born into village though. So it does take a village, and you gotta be appreciative of your village, tell your village thank you, and that you appreciate them. Don't let it go unnoticed.
Right. And stay humble because you'll lose that support if you're not humble. You forget where you came from. We never forget where we came from. I'm from the Cliff. She from somewhere in Georgia. Yeah.
Okay. No. Like,
Henry County.
I'm from Henry County. Yes, Henry County, Georgia. If you know, you know. If you don't know, if you know Atlanta, we'll say Henry County. You don't know Atlanta, baby, I'm from Atlanta. Let's keep it cute. Let's keep it simple. I'm
from Atlanta. I'm from the Cliff, Triple D. Okay, y'all know what it is. Anyways, we ain't gonna get up to it. But know where you came from, and don't treat your people different. We love our people. They keep us grounded and they keep us humble. So never forget those people because you never know when you're gonna need them again.
Once again, support is a two-way street. You have to give it to receive it sometimes, but.
Yeah, because that's the last thing I want to say too, because I always like tell my friends I'm very accountable. Like if it's a time where I know I'm busy and my friends really don't try to lean on me too much because I'm busy, but I tell them like, hey, if it's ever a time that you feel like I'm not being a supportive friend, let me know. Because like I said, I've cut people off for not being supportive. That's a big thing to me. So I always want to make sure that I'm making time for my friends. And I'm a true believer in you make time for what you want. You make time for who you want. So I always try to make time for my friends and let my friends know that, they're valuable in my life and they're important in my life. And value comes different ways. I always preach that, you want to have people around you that are valuable, but valuable doesn't, necessarily mean how much money they got. How can they contribute to your dream? Being valuable, are they checking on your mental, or are they, the friends that you and your kids hang with, like what type of value do they bring in your life? And is this a value that you can't live without? Yeah. So those are how those are the type of people that you need in your life. Is this they bring value to your life that you need? That's a necessity, or is it a value that you just want?
Support is a word that most people don't. They think they take it for granted. Support, love it, use it, respect it,
recycle it.
Ooh. I mean, reduce, reuse, recycle. Shout out to support. Okay.
So make sure y'all stay tuned every episode. We hitting different topics every episode. We're gonna start tapping into our guests, but we want y'all to get a feel of us. Get a feel of our personalities, how well we mesh before we start bringing in guests. So make sure y'all stay tuned for episode 3. Not gonna tell y'all yet what it's about, but just stay tuned, and it's gonna be a treat. And
Also,
just be here more of us.
more of us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We love to see y'all feedback. We love to hear the conversation. Actually, in the comments, tell us what you think about support. Shout out somebody who supported you along your journey. And that could be on our YouTube, our Instagram, or our TikTok. Our same handle, Hustle in the Huddle.
Every platform, Hustle.
Every platform. If you're not following us, what are you doing?
Right. Because we still going viral on
Okay.
TikTok. So like, subscribe, share, and comment what you feel about support, whether it's real, what you feel about real or fake support. Go ahead and do that, and we will see y'all back episode 3 in the huddle. So go out there and hustle.
All right. Y'all be great.